Hey there, friendlies. Welcome to the 10th of December episode of the Beer, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream. What do I got? I got beer, which I'll show you in a few minutes. I got blades, which I don't mind showing right now. I got a couple here. I got this one, which I'm going to be doing a little maintenance on as we chat. And here to talk about bushcraft. Dammits 85. Hello. Have you been on the live stream before? I don't know if you have. It's been a long time. How's it going? Where are you? So yeah, aside from that, I think we should just sort of get this thing going. What do you guys think? Who's hanging out with me? I see. Oh, from Tyler. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. I keep trying to get onto his live streams, but by the time I see, there's something wrong with what YouTube thinks I need to know or something, because by the time I see the notification, it's always like, Tyler was live 2 hours ago. I'm like, what? Tacoma, Washington. Okay. I've never been to Tacoma, but I've been through Washington State before, sort of on the way down to... Where the hell was I going? I don't remember. But I drove through a bunch of Washington a long time ago. Hey, Serge, how's it going? Are you beering tonight, or are you getting up early tomorrow? Yeah, it really frustrates me because I want to get on his live streams, But hey, that's the YouTube magic, am I right? Anyway, so I see we're up to 4 people hanging. Sound off. Who's hanging with me aside from Serge and Dammits 85? Dammits, do you have a channel? For some reason, I can't. Yeah, I can't visit this user's channel because I'm hosting. But yeah. So while we chat, guys, I'm just gonna lay another coat of oil on my hacks. Hey, Martin, how's it going? I would have thought you'd be over at Dennis's still. I totally missed his stream tonight. I was at a governing board meeting at my daughter's school, and I thought I was going to be there till way late, but I got out much earlier. So I had put this notice up on the Instagram and Facebook, going on at 10 tonight, and then I got home, was like, false alarm. Oh well. So I don't know. Maybe we'll be a light crew until about 10. Martin, I think I quote you in the video that I'm trying to get up by Friday morning. So the video I put up, whatever it was, last week, where I said, should I do a gift guide or not? I was thinking that everyone was going to be like, well, by this point, there's no point. Everyone, like 87% of people said, yes, do it. And the remaining percent didn't say no. They said, yes. Oh, and here, put this in. So I shot a very fast gift guide. I've been editing it when I have time. It's a very rough week. And I hope to have it up at the usual time, 9:30 Friday morning. Why did I bring that up? Oh, yeah, because, Martin, I think in that video I quoted you on something, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't bloody remember. Oh, you did a tree ID hike. Nice. I would like to have been there. It's funny. I watched Kevin's how to ID your Christmas tree video today. That was informative. I now know that I bought a white spruce for our Christmas tree this year. The missus hates it, so I will make sure that I don't do that again next year. Okay. So what do you guys think? Is it time to discuss the... Now, Martin, I figured you might be here, so though I have a beer, I also brought a scotch along. Oh, Serge is asking if you went to like an arboretum or if you actually went and ID'd trees. I'm pretty sure that that Martin knows how to ID the trees. Serge, you never answered me. Do you have beer tonight, or are you teetotaling because of an early day tomorrow? And I think Simon might not be here until later. We got our tree up finally. Too late for my gift guide video, but hey, it's up now. You know, I don't love decorating for Christmas or holidays. I don't love that process. So it's not something that I get all excited about. I'm gonna put up a tree. I like it when the tree's up. I like the smell. I like the lights and everything. But every year there's an argument. I do not think we need tinsel. Yes, we do. Well, no, not tinsel. What's that stuff called? A guirlande? Garland. Oh, damn it! You're heading to the gym. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to. Whoop! You don't want to be right before going to the gym. So yeah, I hope you guys don't mind if I lay a coat of oil on this axe while we chat. Now, here's an interesting question. Well, to me, it's interesting. What do you guys use on your sheaths? Like, should I be throwing some Obanoffs on there? Because like on my Grand's Fist sheaths, I just put shoe polish. But I don't know. I only do that because I've just always done it. You think something like an Obanoffs or a Snow Seal or something would be a better solution for that? Sound off. I want to know. I'm highly interested in your opinions. Okay, Martin, I get it. Nice. Yeah, I very much wish that my tree ID was a lot better. There's a lot of skills that I wish I was better at. And I find that having young kids sort of stops you sometimes. That sounds bitchy. I mean, that sounds like I like my kids, you know. But, you know, there are certain things that I've just had to accept will be happening later in life because of them, you know. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of the bushcraft skills that I very much want to improve on, especially tree ID, that's just some of the stuff that will have to wait, you know. And I guess that's okay, you know. But Martin, how long was the tree ID walk? Was it like a major hike, or did you just sort of take an hour? Boiled linseed oil all over my shirt. Okay. All right. That's what kind of night it's going to be. Yeah. I think that the idea of a tree ID hike is very attractive to me. I would love to go on one. There's a guy I know around here who knows a lot and stuff, but he's really, really particular about his time. He's a tree farmer, and he's very much a time is money type of guy. But he knows his ex runs a survival school on Gachnawage, Mohawk territory, just on the South Shore here in Montreal. When they were still together, I was like, I'm going to take a course from your wife one day. And then suddenly she left him, and I was like, well, I don't think I'll take a course from her one day. But it was interesting because I keep trying to find people who are running survival courses like here in Quebec. And then I found one. And then she dumped my friend. So I was like, I was going to give you money, but now, like, misguided loyalty makes me second guess that idea. I'm trying to put this somewhere where it's not going to gook oil all over my everything. There you go. I'll lean it up against the computer because almost the worst thing that can happen. Whoa, you made a whole day of it. A whole day of tree ID? That sounds fabulous. I like it. I like that plan. I would have liked to have been there. And evidently, so would Serge. All right. Beer time. So here's what I got. This is from Bièrerie Shelton. So Shelton Beerery. It's an imperial stout, chocolate, and coffee. So what do we got here? It's rats. It's a strong beer. It's an extra strong beer. It's okay. So it's a chocolate coffee imperial stout by Shelton Brewery, which is in somewhere. Oh, it's Oshlag. Okay, here in Montreal. It's a 9.5% rats, and it's 473 milliliters. So let's hope I can get through this without stammering halfway through the evening. Okay. Jeez, I wish I'd seen that. It's not that, like, my problem with, whoops. And again, I doused the keyboard. This is becoming like a habit. I don't dislike strong beer because I'm a wimp or anything. I dislike it because I don't like it when the alcohol zing overpowers the taste. And I find it, once you get north of that 7 or 8%, it's very hard to avoid that, you know? Serge says, next time I buy IKEA furniture, keep the box, cut it size to fit your desk, and you won't put oil all over the place. That's actually not... Oh, and you've done that. I was going to say, that's not a bad idea. Ooh, I like the color of this, though, at least. Let's see if I can do this without making Serge laugh at my pour. Pretty good so far. For those of you who don't know, there's at least one person on here who's fairly recent to my channel. Under normal circumstances, by this point, half the glass would be head because I'm just that skilled. Oh, pick up a little coffee and a little chocolate there. Okay. Some Montreal beer in an Ontario pint glass. Cheers. Yeah. See, the alcohol kind of punches the taste out a little bit. And it's too bad because under that whole sort of alcohol, there's a real nice thing happening there. There's a real interplay between the chocolate flavor and the espresso flavor. If it was like a 6% beer, it would be really, really nice, really tasty. But slightly hoppier than I tend to like. What do we got? IBU of 22. Drink at 14 degrees. Brassé avec cacao, café et lactose. So it's a chocolate coffee milk stout. Anyways, yeah, under that alcohol, poof, there's a really nice thing happening. Damn it, says you don't like hops, only hard stuff for you, orange ciders and lemonade. Yeah, okay, that's fair too. On the beer side, I don't like hop very much either. I very much prefer malt. So I'm more into ales and stuff than like Pilsner and IPAs. Sales master of the understatement as always. Yeah, it's too bad about that alcohol zing though, because it overpowers the taste, you know? My sinuses are still driving me crazy. But hey, that's just the way of things when your sinuses are all messed up like mine. Hey, Simon's here. Come over. I thought you were going to be late. What was I going to talk about? I had something to talk about. Oh, I do want to remind everyone that my my panel discussion, my first panel discussion episode will be on the 17th of December at 9 o'clock. Obviously, it's a Tuesday night. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm going to put up a notice about it a little closer to the day in question, telling you what it's all about and who's going to be on it. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's like the first episode, so I'm expecting it to be a learning experience. But I'm optimistic because we're going to be talking about something I'm very interested in. And I think that a lot of you guys are interested in as well. So, yay. Well, Sumo, you were late, I know, but that's okay. It's okay, because I was almost very late. In fact, I had to backpedal a notice that I put on Instagram and Facebook saying that I was going to be very late. That's not embarrassing at all. Ha 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 ha. You know what? Maybe what I should do is next year I should do like 2 gift guides or a 2-part gift guide or something, because I was putting the stuff together for the gift guide that I'm hoping, hey Austin, that I'm hoping to put up this Friday, and realizing that there are 2 sides to this whole thing for guys like me. There's all the bush gear, and then there's all the filming gear, because there's a lot of filming gear I would love to have. I'd like to have a ring light. I'd rather have like a 2 light, maybe a 3 light system, but I find stuff like that is exciting. And some of you guys actually have YouTube channels. But when you're filming outside, you don't need the lighting. You don't want it. You don't want to be carrying anything except like your camera and a mic, essentially, and a tripod. But because part of my plan for the mid-range future is to move to an indoor space for certain subjects, I've been looking at lighting a lot, like affordable stuff. I'm in no place to spend gazillions on a really pro lighting setup, and I'm against doing that for the same reason as I'm against shooting YouTubes on like. Here's my camera, right? Canon 80D, not the Canon ADD, Canon 80D, okay? EOS 80D. This is a great camera. I back the idea of shooting on this camera. These guys like Peter McKinnon and guys like that who are shooting on the 1DX Mark III, it's a $6,000 camera. I hate that idea, because anything that turns YouTube into television 2.0, I'm against. So every time someone's shooting on like a Red or the 1DX or something like that, like a $6,000 to $12,000 camera, or every time someone does a video of, here's my new editing station, it's an iMac Pro, it's like anytime there's anything like that, I'm like, stop it. This is TV 2.0 stuff, and that is not where I personally want YouTube going. So for the same reason, anytime I look at things like a tripod lighting setup, anything like that, I always really, really concentrate on the affordable end of the market, Oh yeah, and as Sal said, I need lighting for this context for my live streams, because right now what I've got is one of these that I have aimed at the wall so that the light bounces at me rather than getting all. Whoops. Oh geez, I shouldn't have done that. It's okay. It'll be fine for tonight. I'll fix it someday. Whoops. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, right? Come on, sinuses, leave me alone. But yeah, so I don't know. But like, I don't want to talk too much about camera stuff on my channel, because I keep reading and watching and hearing about how you should hone your channel subject as much as you can. The more disparate your videos become, the less people are engaged with your core message, because you don't have a core message. So I'm like, because there's already stuff I should really be cutting out of my channel in that case. For instance, my the 2 most recent videos I did, and the one that will come like next week, this 3-part Southwestern hike series I'm doing, or exploration travel log. I had a great time on the trip. I'm happy with the videos so far. I kind of feel I should have shot the Hoover Dam one slightly differently now that I'm looking back at it, but whatever. I'm happy with it. But they don't help my numbers at all. ain't nobody watching. It's just, that's not what people come to Rain Dance Bushcraft for, you know? And so whereas I personally like them, I'm trying to grow my channel, you know? So I don't know. Maybe I'll reduce those a lot. I don't want to reduce all my hiking videos, but maybe I'll stick to, you know, hiking through the forest, tree ID, stuff like that. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I shot exclusively on an iPhone for 2 years, I think, just because I was tired of carrying my SLR around, you know. And it's dude, especially iPhones. Well, smartphones now have such good cameras almost across the board that you kind of don't need one of these unless you're into, you know, the exchanging your lenses and stuff. You know, my next iPhone, I mean, right now I'm using a Loner 5C. It's got a terrible camera on it. I don't even know where I put it. But man, any of the more modern iPhones, it's like a studio in your pocket, man. And the same with like the Samsungs and the LGs and everything. Cell phones are getting so good at shooting video. And you know what? You know what is really good about phones that these DSLRs makers just don't get? The interface. You know? The interface on even like Nikon's got a nice interface, but it's not iPhone level nice. It's not smartphone level nice. It's not intuitive like that. There are too many buttons, too many things going on. You know, and to a certain extent, you know, I mean, I went to film school, so I'm all about that stuff. But at the end of the day, more and more people will be shooting on better and better smartphones, and fewer people are going to be buying SLRs. There are certain Canons that I don't think are going to go beyond the current model. Right now, the legendary 7D, right now it's on the Mark II. It's probably going to be the last of the 7Ds. Because we're getting to the point where these companies are going to have to start trimming down their offering, just because they're going to start, the cameras will be cannibalizing sales, you know? Oh, you have a Galaxy S7, Dance? It's an old phone, but it's still a pretty good phone. Sales can't edit with his current computer. That's a problem. I'm pretty sure you can come up with some good subject matter. There's a company that made it an DSLR with a smartphone. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think Red did something like that. They brought out a very expensive phone. They just killed it, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a smartphone that you could, you know, you could attach lenses and pieces to. Like, it was very modular in terms of the photo side. But it was expensive, and something like that is so niche. First of all, Red's entire market is so niche because what Red makes is very affordable film cameras. So they're still like 20 grand, you know? They're a lot cheaper than traditional film cameras cost. But when I say film, I don't mean with film in, I mean movie cameras, cinema cameras. It's a whole different world than, you know, stuff like this. Austin, you got an S7 as well? Yeah. You know, I've often said that if I was going to go Android, I would go either Samsung or LG. They both seem to do the best. They make the nicest cameras and phones, in my opinion. They seem to work really well. I just don't think that Android is where I would need it to be to swap. The OS itself isn't elegant enough yet. This one connects to a phone, but not through Bluetooth. It uses Wi-Fi, which is irritating. I think that the 90D, the one that replaces this, and that I would like to buy to replace this at some point, I think that one might do Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I'm not entirely sure about that, though. Because the magic of that is I can technically use my phone as a remote control for this, but the Wi-Fi operation on this camera is terrible, so I don't do it. Bluetooth would change the whole world. That'd be nice. But if you've got a current gen smartphone, who cares? Just use the phone, The one issue is I would probably at least try to buy those little clip-on lenses so that you can change your focal lengths and stuff. Because that's where the one weakness of the cell phone as camera still fits. Is still a going concern. There are certain contexts that I like the iPhone for, and certain contexts I really don't. Simone just put a link to an article of some sort. I will very briefly look at it, which will, of course... No, that's good. Mobile OS was originally designed for cameras. Well, it's definitely better than the OS in pretty much any DSLR I've ever seen. It's even better than in those, the Blackmagic cameras, and those are like next-gen cameras. It's a brand new platform. Well, it's a few years old. So I was expecting them to go way more into sort of the cell phone-esque operating system side. But, what I care about the most, actually, where Canon is unbeatable is their color science is second to none. Like on this range, the DSLR or mirrorless range, Canon's color science is great. If you could shoot in log on this thing, that would be amazing. But that would also be really kind of film geeky, which I'm trying very hard not to do, because I'm the type that I could very well let the filming become the raison d'etre for going out into the woods. And I don't want to let that happen, because for me, hitting the woods is part of the therapy, is part of what keeps me from relaxed. That wasn't a call for help or anything. Now, and it's funny because it's got a jack for a wired remote, and I got one for doing like a big league level time lapse, where instead of just shooting really, really slowly or really, really quick, you actually just shoot stills every second. Because what happens there is the exposure is better of each frame, because it's a still shot instead of a 24th of a second, Hey, Tyler's here. How's it going? Tyler, I was just talking about you with Damits85 earlier, and I was saying how, because he said that he'd come over from your channel. Thank you. And I said that I keep trying to get in on your live streams, but YouTube only tells me about them like an hour or two after they've happened. I think what I might do later is just give you my phone number and just text me if you're going to do like a StreamYard thing and you want me to come on. And if I'm free, I'll be like, yeah. Because YouTube just keeps letting me down. Just constantly. So, where was I? Samsung Galaxy cameras. Oh, the Galaxy. I'd forgotten about that. Martin, did you just get a new camera? No, somebody I know recently, like another YouTuber who I know recently got a DSLR, but I don't bloody remember who. It was someone who didn't quite remember what he got, too. Jeez, I don't remember. I wish I'd remembered. No, not you. You're still shooting on a cell phone, are you? By the way, are all you guys watching Pine Martin stuff? I could easily binge on Pine Martin's videos. I can binge on pretty much anyone who does that much canoeing, though, because I have such an intense desire to get back to canoeing. Yeah, I use a phone. I used a phone for many videos. Like for 2 straight years, I used an iPhone. In fact, on my other channel, which is just Jesse Corbet, I think 100% of those videos are on. Yeah, I think 100% of those videos are on iPhone. Oh, damn it! You just subbed to Pine Martin. Nice. You're not gonna be sorry. You ain't gonna be sorry. For anyone else who, yeah, why will it not let me? Okay, so excuse me. I just clicked on Pine Martin, and oh, and made him a moderator. Okay, what I wanted to say is because of the way YouTube works, because I'm hosting, I just clicked on Pine Martin and I have the choice of reporting him, what? Removing, no, putting him in timeout, hiding him, or making him a moderator. Whereas you guys can all click on each other and visit each other's channels if you guys have channels. It's like, why? Why? Oh, I know why. Because if I visit the channel, it'll pop me out of the control room that I'm in, maybe. Martin, use your powers for good. Because now it's kind of awkward if I just take the moderator away. It's like, no, man, you can't moderate my channel. Simone's been a really good moderator. Hold on. Austin's, you've never used a DSLR for serious video production. You just imagine it's always a compromise. That you'd always be wishing you'd save for a purpose-made video camera. You know, that's an interesting point. I think Tyler, if he's still here, Tyler's looking to go to a purpose-made video camera. And here's the thing, you know, oh, excuse me, guys. I thought the same way for many years. And it kept me from getting a camera and starting to shoot. And you're right. The DSLR is not, it's not a purpose-made video camera. Some of them are very good, but they're not purpose-made video cameras. And Canon makes purpose-made video cameras. The problem is, for a really good one, you're going to spend some coin. Martin, Simone says you're okay as a moderator, so I guess I'll just leave it until you use your powers for evil. I like the format. I like the way it feels. I like, you know, shooting and then just going snap and taking a picture. I like, you know, it's funny because I'm saying this, and how much of that is just because I've grown used to it? Because when I bought my first DSLR, it was my first like video capable DSLR was a Canon 7D, which for years was considered like the indie B-roll, like second unit camera de choix, right? Fabulous camera, by the way. If you guys are looking to get into indie filmmaking and a 7D crosses your path and you don't feel the need for 4K, it's a great camera. They're heavy as hell. This is a very robust camera, but not like the 7D. The 7D is completely magnesium. Its weather shielding is better than this. It's a heavier camera. And what's nice about a really heavy camera is that when you're trying to stay like steady, heavy cameras stay much steadier because there's some real weight to them. It's the same as like how like a heavier rifle doesn't dance as much. Like, you know, a 30-06 will pound you much harder in a very light rifle than in a heavy one. Well, it's kind of a messed up. It's kind of the same thing. Like a heavy camera won't move with every breath as much as a light camera will. That's why I don't want to ever get anything that's too much lighter than this. I don't know what weight this is, but it sits really well in the hand. Whereas like this one, which was a gift from my stepmother, this is a Rebel T4i. This is a budget camera. This one costs like half of what that one is. Much more plastic in it, much lighter, which means two things: way less arm fatigue if you're shooting for a long time and you're holding it like this, but also like a lot more movement. Like little tiny things will jiggle this one, whereas they won't jiggle that one. Now, this is extra weight, right? If I had that on that, would it make that big a difference? Yeah, but it would still be a lighter camera. For nice steady shooting with a DSLR, you want something good and heavy. Oh, Serge. There you go. Okay, are you happy now? Now you're a moderator too. Everybody moderate. Just moderate each other. Just everyone put each other in timeout. Where was I? Yeah, Tyler. I don't remember which video camera, because yeah, as I said, Tyler's switching to like a purpose-made video camera. Have you settled on one yet? Have you decided what you want? Zach, hey. Oh, good old Bethesda. You know, Zach, I'm glad you're on because I wanted to tell you that I just paid for Fallout New Vegas because I had it non-legally earlier, but I love that game, and so I bought it. I finally paid for it. I've paid for Fallout 4 as well because I like them both, and I played the hell out of them. So I've now paid for both of them. I feel it's only fair, and also now I get, you know, the right to all the patches that fix things like what's his name, Garvey, giving you the exact same mission time and time again. So I figured you'd find it interesting that I stumped up and paid for it. I still have not made the 76 jump though. Let's see, where was I? Amazing thing is people use them only for video production. Well, the thing is, you know, like I don't have anything here that I painted, but yeah, it's all in the other room. I was in art school my whole life. As a kid, I was in the weekend classes given by the Art Gallery of Manitoba, or whatever the hell their provincial art gallery is called in Winnipeg. And then when we came here, I went to a school called FACE, which stands for Fine Arts Core Education. So days were long, like 8:30 to 4:30. Classes were 45 minutes, and there were like 8 classes a day, or whatever the hell it worked out to. And every day there was either art, choir, band, or theater, as well as all the STEM stuff, you know. And that's cool. If you failed art, you failed the year. If you failed anything, you failed the year. You know, in other schools, well, I don't know about you guys in the States or even Ontario, to be honest, but in many schools here in Quebec, if you fail math, you go back to whatever grade 9 math, but you go to grade 10 in the other courses, and you have to sort of catch up. But at FACE, because they had so many courses in a day, they weren't set up so if you failed theater, you failed the grade. And then after that, when I went into Cégep, which is college, it's the 3 years between high school and university. I was in graphic design, but then I switched into creative arts. But somewhere in the mix, I stopped painting. Just stopped. I 2 reasons. One, everyone should let their family down that bad at least once in their lives. And B, I picked one of these up. A much earlier one than this. It was a Pentax K1000, fully manual, the student's camera at the time. And it's just like snap. And there was something about the immediacy of photography that just felt so much more, it just felt better. It's not that painting didn't work for me or anything, but except it was exactly that, suddenly. Because I discovered, the camera, and I just, boom, like just, wow, this is better, And then, for university, I ended up doing communications, but with a film concentration. You know, it was like this sea change that happened in like a week. Like a weekend, because I needed the camera for a visual dynamics class. You know, you drive across rural Quebec, you find a field with a house almost on the horizon, a tree halfway, like 2/3 of the way down, and 2/3 of the way to the, and position it so that they're both on thirds. But I suddenly had a camera in my hand, and it was a whole different feel. It was like, boom, it's done. It's done. And I've just shot 32 photos. And if one works, that's a successful roll. And everything about photography just like worked better than the paintings and stuff that I had been doing my whole life. But I use this almost exclusively. I use this almost exclusively for video. Because I love film even more than I love photography. I know some guys who are hardcore photographers. I know the guy who shoots our prime minister, for instance. He's a good friend of mine, and he's not interested in making film or YouTubes because he's got a good gig. But for me, it's all about video. I love video. Sale says, a guy in college that actually weighted down his camera for that reason? Absolutely. Zach, another settlement needs your help. I know. Yeah. Zach, you bought The Outer Worlds yet? I have not, because I can't afford it right now, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Oh, look, I didn't come on tonight to bore you guys with camera talk. I mean, photographing the PM. In fact, his dad used to photograph Mulroney, so it's interesting how that family sort of spans not the whole spectrum of Canadian politics, but a fair amount of it. What was I going to say? Something brilliant just passed through my head, and it's probably because of this 9.5% beer. Jesus, 9.5%. What was I thinking? And I don't like their can designs. Look at that. Shelton. Okay. Whatevs. And this beerery, Shelton, is owned by Oshlag, who have really cool can designs. Oh, Zach, you need to wait for Christmas to play it. Okay, so you did. Tonight's subject was... I forgot. I had something... Why does my camera keep popping out of focus? What's going on here? Tonight I was just going to, oil this baby up and see if anyone wanted to talk about it again. One thing I asked before, but no one bit. I haven't done anything to this sheath yet. On my transfers, some of you have heard this, but there were only 2 of you on at the time. My transfers, my Wetterlings, I've just used shoe polish on this sheath. Just because that's what I've always done. What do you guys think? Should I be going for like an Obenoff's or a Snow Seal, or do you think shoe polish will be good enough for this? Look at that sheath. Look at that leather. Serge, I wish your brother was on so he could see that leather. Look at that. Jeez. Serge, you think Alain would do an episode, like a panel discussion with me on leatherwork? Why didn't I think of that before? Look at that grain. Look at that. Boom. I just got rid of the worst part of the entire screen. What do you guys think? Obenoff's, straight up shoe leather, shoe polish, or like a Snow Seal? What do you think? Serge said, you said at the beginning I could be totally be abusing my leather, but I just use the linseed oil as I oil up my handles. Interesting. Okay. Hey, Wood Pigeon, how's it going? Yeah, Simo, I don't have either of them. Like, I would have to, Amazon them. And I know that, like, people have opinions about this kind of stuff that, but I don't have an opinion about it because all I've ever used is shoe polish. And so far, it seems to be working fine for me. I don't know if it's going to be as like weatherproof as something like a snow seal or an open off. So, but I also don't want something that's going to harden up the leather. Make it remove the hey, outdoors here. What do you think of my axe, Outdoor Dauber? Do you love my axe? I know you've already seen my axe, but I was just talking about it, and I'll talk about it until the cows come home because I'm still bloody excited. I still haven't used it. I'm waiting until I can shoot the my first impressions / first use video about it to actually use it because I figure that's the most honest way to do it. But I am dying. We just got our Christmas tree and I was dying to limb it with this because I had to take the very bottommost branches off so it would fit in there. I was just like, no. And I put it down. Used my silky. Which reminds me of a funny thing, this blade is so full of tree resin right now, and I'm not entirely sure what the best way to get that off is, but I better figure it out. Hold on. Everyone's saying hi to Outdoor Dauber. Outdoor Dauber says it should have been a 21-inch straight shaft. Do you remember the photos of that shaft? I keep looking at them. When that axe becomes a reality, well, there's the thing, right? In Canada, this is a $200 axe. So I shudder to think what this axe costs with a 21-inch straight haft. But it's so gorgeous though, right? Oh, I've been thinking about that one ever since. Hold on. Snow seal or Obanoff are better than shoe polish. Yeah, and funny, Simo. In that case, I've got a rider question. Now that I've used start again. Now that I've used shoe polish on the other ones, now it's too late to snow seal or Obanoff them, right? But this one I haven't done anything to, which is why I'm wondering, if I'm gonna change course, this is the time to do it with this one because I haven't put anything on it yet. Wood Pigeon says, it was the night before December 10th. All the YouTubers are quietly waiting to see if YouTube will soon be deleting channels of young and channels of old because that's what YouTube told. Yeah, I know. Oh, hey, Outdoor. Denatured alcohol will take pine resin off. Thank you, mister. I'm glad you were here. Or turpentine, yeah. What the hell's fixin' wax? It was the night before December 10th, and all YouTubers were quietly waiting to see if YouTube will soon be deleting channels of old and channels of old, because that's what YouTube told. It kind of rhymes. I'll give you a win on that one, just for, Hey, Alain's here. Alain, I was just talking about you. I was talking about you because of this. Leather. I had asked because on my other axes I just use shoe polish, but on this one maybe I was thinking because I haven't put anything on it yet, maybe Obanoffs or a snow seal are the way to go. But then Serge said that you would probably know. Then I was wondering, you don't have to answer in front of everyone, but I'm starting this series on panel discussions about certain items, about certain subjects, and if 9.5% beer, and suddenly I can't speak. I was wondering if maybe you would want to be on the panel discussion for leather work. You and one other leather worker who I have yet to settle on. I think it would be cool. Oh, Fixed Wax is a beeswax and olive oil mix. Well, I can do that. I got beeswax and I got olive oil. Someone on Axe Junkie's Facebook page said they saw plum axe for $5 in PA. Yeah, I know. I saw that. And I was like, oh, I want it. But We should have said, hey, Outdoor Dauber, buy that. Because I don't have a plum, right? This is my first American axe. I don't have any of the classic Americans. Like I don't have a plum. I don't have a Kelly. I don't have a I don't have a keen cutter. I don't even have a wood slasher. And the entire world has wood slashers. I don't have any of those. So I want to spend the next little while fixing that, But I see gotta stop saying all the time. That's crap. That's garbage. Shame on you, Jess. I'll see, a flint edge for $5 in the States, won't ship to Canada. It's like, oh. Or I'll see one for $20 in the States, and it's like $30 shipping to Canada. And I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. So yes, I will search YouTube for fix and wax, as Wood Pigeon and Dora have said. You got it for $3.50. Yeah, no, you didn't. Whoa, your quiver disappeared? What happened there, Wood Pigeon? What's going on? A lot of vintage axes were made in PA Outdoor. I know that. I keep wanting to say, dude, if you come across a plum for $5, buy it and send it to me, and I'll send you the money. Or a flint edge or something. Here's the thing. I don't ever want to spend retail on an axe head. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend what the retail price on an axe head is. It's something that it's a thinking. It's a thinking. It's a thinking. It's a way of thinking that I've been slowly developing over time. And when what's his name? The Vintage Axe Works guy. Crap, what's his name? I think he lives in Warsaw, Kentucky. Anyway, he said that he doesn't pay vintage for anything because obviously he's restoring and selling them off. And I also restore and occasionally sell one off. So if I pay retail and then put all this work into putting it together, I have to sell for a lot of freaking money to make it worth my while. And I'm not Vintage Axe Works. I don't do that level of work. I would love to get to that point. But right now I just don't do that level of work. So I can't command that kind of price. So to me, paying the retail value on an axe head is a non-starter. I need to find the $5 to $20 deal. There's again. Alan's not very articulate. You're not bad though. Outdoors looking for a bow quiver for his new recurve. Weird. They didn't take your arrows, but they took the quiver? What's going on? Serge says that hasn't stopped him. Outdoors just turning the blade there, I see. Wait, you learned how to make one in Mexico? What? Outdoor, yeah, you don't pay anything for anything. You get everything for $2 and a bag of chips. My trip, yeah, it was good. It was good. It was, I sort of hinted at this in one of the videos, in both of the videos, I think. No, in one of the videos. Las Vegas is a hellmouth. If I never see Las Vegas again, I don't care. But it's surrounded by so much gorgeosity. Like Valley of Fire, Red Rock Canyon. That's just like everything out there. The desert. It's like this clown nose in the middle of this stunning landscape. Part of that is like I'm not used to deserts, right? I didn't grow up with them. My first desert ever was only like 5 years ago. In Alberta, I visited the Badlands, and then I visited the Pocket Desert around Penticton. So I find that kind of landscape, I get transfixed. It's so alien, so beautiful, so stark, so dangerous. Hold on, where is I? Zach's power went out at 2 a.m. and came back on 12 hours later. Whoa. What happened there, Zach? Hi from Pat. Hi, Pat. Wait, Wood Pigeon, you learned how to make pine needle baskets. Interesting. Outdoor, where... Sales, do you remember where in PA that $5 plum was? Man, I wanted it. Something fierce, but it's probably gone by now. It was on a Kijiji or Craigslist page. I can't find it right now. Sales. Okay, meanwhile, I spoke to the maintenance guy at work about my new axe to restore hobby. Yeah, and he told me he'd try to keep the axe from decommissioned buses. If he gives you like some, can you pass me like 2 or 3? Or 1 if he gives you a few? Zach, everything I know from Vegas comes from Fallout New Vegas. In both of the videos that I put out, it's going to be a 3-video series, but in episode 1 and 2, I put in just like in the text, in the on-screen text, there's an Easter egg about Fallout New Vegas. And I was wondering if you would notice, but you didn't notice. Cutting me deep here, Zach. Cutting me deep. I was waiting to see if you would notice and my buddy Robin would notice, and he didn't notice either. Everyone's cutting me deep. It's funny, as soon as I got back from Vegas, I started playing Fallout New Vegas again. Oh yeah, Layman Dry. I think, Martin, if you're still around, you were the one who told me that bushcraft camping in a desert environment becomes all about knowing where and how to discover and collect water, eh? I would love to do an episode or 3, like an episode or a very short series on bushcrafting in the desert, even around like where my dad lives, because if you're in like Sahara level desert, you're not worried about a spark setting off a wildfire or like a grass fire. If you're around Penticton, you're very worried about an errant spark starting a grass fire. Very worried. And so I would love to learn and do a video on how bushcraft is different in that kind of environment. I always sort of come back to Ray Mears on this, right? Because he showed us how bushcraft is different in Australia. You know, like that whole wild food series that he did with crap, what was his name? Poor guy died of Parkinson's. Like the ethno food anthropologist. You know, his buddy. What the hell was his name? Glasses. You know, they ate the big grubs out of the branches in Australia. Jesus, I'm no good with names. Hold on. Whoa, I'm getting really behind. Hold on. Sales says, yes, you can definitely give me some axe heads depending on how many you get. Boom! I call that a win. Zach says, Lake Mead and Nellis Air Force Base come to mind. Nellis? Was Nellis in New Vegas? Did I miss that? Or am I just forgetting that? It's funny because landing at McCarran Airport, I just kept thinking about, Camp McCarran. In the spring, you're going back to the flea market to pick up the 3-pound Wetterling single bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I kind of feel that if I could get the mail, like the postage thing under control, Outdoor Dauber could be a very good source for me. Serge says, meanwhile, that plum axe was in Osterbury, PA. Simone says, you've been in Saskatchewan in a uranium mine. You'd believe it's drier than the Badlands. Outdoor corrects it. Spelling wood pigeon. Okay, we're settling a debate here at home. Jill says Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Any thoughts? I would say that saying no would be a mistake because the entire world says yes. But I'm not one of these people who watches it every Christmas. Like to me, Christmas movies are like, I don't know, Miracle on, what's it? Miracle on 34th Street, Miracle on 21st Street, whatever it is, whatever the number of the street is. Damn you, beer. Like old time movies. I'm not a big fan of stuff like Elf or Bad Santa or any of that kind of the Santa Claus. I see When Harry Met Sally as a Christmas movie just because there's some of it that takes place at that time over a couple of years. I think Love Actually is a Christmas movie that I liked way more than I thought I would, and I kind of have a certain amount of self-loathing about that. I think that The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the original animated version, is a very good Christmas movie. The Jim Carrey version is funny and passable, but there is a newer animated version, which might have just been a Netflix exclusive. I'm not sure, and that's pretty good too. But it doesn't have the same comfort value to me as the original animated film because I have such memories associated with that. It's the same as Rudolph. What is it called? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Was that what it was called? The puppet, not puppet, but like the stop motion, which is made in Canada, by the way, by slave labor. Like there are a lot of much more recent Christmas movies that I find funny. Elf being a good example, but they don't have the same spirit of Christmas. Like I don't feel them down here the way I do, watching the original Grinch or listening to a Child's Christmas in Wales on the CBC. The same voice for the past 40 years because they play it every year. I have these memories of Christmas when I was young, sleeping in the living room next to the tree, and we had those bulbs. Some of you oldsters will remember these. The bulbs that are like yay big, shaped like this, and painted colors. So they got kind of hot. You couldn't leave the tree on all night the way you can with these little LED bulbs because you'd burn down your entire neighborhood. But I have these memories of sleeping on the living room floor, man. Those old incandescent light bulbs painted red, green, yellow, blue. And on the CBC, there was the Child's Christmas in Wales. And the thing is, I keep trying to find that feeling again. I listen to all the Christmas songs and carols I used to love. To me, it's all the crooners, all the the old stuff, anything that's before Mariah Carey singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You." I'll even give that one a free ride, especially the old stuff like Bing Crosby, stuff like that. And so I listen to these old songs now, and I'm trying to get that feeling back, and that feeling is never going to come back because who gets that feeling now? It's Camille, because she's still a kid and I'm not. And no matter how I try to chase that old feeling, it's not going to happen. It's not going to come. I don't, the magic of Christmas is no longer there for me because I'm on the other side. To me, it's a different magic, right? Because I get, she opens something that I bought and her face goes bing. And that's a different kind of magic. And I can appreciate that, but it's not the same. Where It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, man. Hold on. I just, sorry guys, I was yipping and yapping and I've missed. Everything is close to Altoona when you live in PA. Truth. No, this is the Boomer HQ. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. That was a good part of that game, actually. Now this is close to McCarran. They're asking for 30. I think you get it for 20. Outdoor Man, you can get it for 10. I could maybe get it for 20. You can get it for 10. Anthony Bourdain? Why are we suddenly talking about celebrity chefs? It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, that's a good. Elf is a hilarious Christmas movie. Absolutely. Not what I think of when I'm thinking of, like, wow, everything I was just blithering on about. All Asterix movies are Christmas movies? Really? Really? By the way, saying that, I still think that Asterix Mission Cléopâtre, is that what it was called? The one with um, like the second live action Asterix movie is one of the best movies I have ever seen. Ever seen. I'm just looking that up just to make sure that I've got it right here. Yeah, Mission Cléopâtre. Oh, such a good movie. That movie was like, oh, because the first Asterix live action movie was terrible. It was the most expensive film in French history, and it was garbage. It was garbage. What the hell? Why did they give Letitia Casta a role? What the hell? She was a model and a terrible actor. But man, the second one, it was like, oh, man, that was a good movie. Holy crap. My wife and I still quoted at each other all the time. Alain says Die Hard 2 is his favorite Christmas movie. Okay. And Home Alone. Yeah, okay. All right. That's the accent. Osterberg. Yes, it was. Wood Pigeon Die Hard was originally out in theaters in July. Really? Oh, outdoor. Yeah, but you switched to the LED version. It costs a whole lot less to power a bunch of LEDs than real light bulbs, but it's not the same. Yeah, Elaine gets it. Yeah. The colored bulbs that burnt when you touch them and that cost $2 an hour to stay lit. That's the ones. That's the ones. Outdoor Dauber says he's not big on hatchets, so here's what you do: you buy it and you send it to me, and I give you the money. Boom. But yeah, Serge also says, I think it's more of a question of which Christmas movies you watched as a kid, and that is the truth. Because I was too old for Home Alone to be my Christmas movie kind of thing, you know? Outdoor. 4 stages of being a man. 1, you believe in Santa. 2, you don't believe in Santa. 3, you play Santa. 4, you look like Santa. Yeah. You're not wrong. I wish you were, but you're not wrong. Simone doesn't like the Christmas music. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with certain aspects of it. I don't like the most modern, the most recent stuff. Sia's Christmas album is actually quite good because she sort of got the Christmas thing rather than the pop star thing. But when all the paint wore off the bulbs, my grandfather spray painted neon orange with the paint he had as a surveyor for 45 years. Okay. No, it wasn't Anthony Bourdain. Hold on. Let me just look this up. Ray Mears Wild Food. Was it? No, it wasn't Ray Goodwin because he's the canoe guy. Hold on. Hang on. Let me just see. I think it was the Wild Food. Ray Mears Wild Food. It doesn't say who's on it with him. Episode list, yeah. I will find this. Man, I was sad to hear when this guy had died of Parkinson's. You could tell in the episodes that he had Parkinson's, but it was... Wait, let's go to raymears.com because on his blog, he will have had a note about his death. I'm just sort of scrolling. Joke's on me if he posts like every day, right? I'll be like, oh, trip to the Highlands, part 1, course dates, Chris Boynton, angling one for Paul. It's not what I'm looking for. I will get. Oh, why must you be like this? Need to get a shipping price with a skillet for you, and there might be a surprise in the box. Yeah, definitely get me a shipping price. I will. You know what? Leave it until January. You know, let's not worry about it for now. Just leave it until January, and because that way Christmas will be out of the way. Is Mr. Pine Martin still here? Because that's the Pine Martin sound. My Alberta Glencairn glass. My Scottish Scotch. Excuse me. Gordon Hillman. Thank you, Zach. Yes. You know, it's funny because when that guy died, when Gordon died, I was so sad. And it's weird because I never took any courses with him, right? Because he was a university professor. I gotta put socks on. My feet are cold. But I found that he had a really good energy on screen. And he just came across as such a nice guy, but I could tell that he had Parkinson's even in the series. He sort of had that stammer. I was like, oh no, don't do this to him, man. So when I heard that he died, I was like, you know, that whole series, you know, on wild food, it's funny. Eating with somebody is in many, many ways a very intimate thing. I don't mean that in a weird romantic way. I mean, when somebody's eating, the mask kind of slips away a little bit. I think that's why we celebrate so many things by sitting down to have a meal together. It changes the context. It brings you closer together. You know, when you enjoy food together, you break bread together. There's an act of friendship in that. You don't sit down and have a meal with someone you hate unless it's like a business thing. You know? Like you can even bed someone you hate, what they call hate fucking. But you don't sit and have, I just used a bad word. But it's okay because I need YouTube to know that this is not aimed at children. But you don't sit and have lunch with someone you can't stand unless there's a very specific context there, you know? And some of that sort of came across, you know, like I loved how he and Ray, because Ray is very good at this, was fearless about trying something that even like when he took out those withy grubs or witchet grubs or whatever the hell those damn grubs were, and Gordon was like, oh wow, but he still ate them, and you know, he wasn't gagging about it. He was like, munch, oh, it tastes kind of buttery or something. You know, that's surprisingly good. And I respect anyone who can approach food that way because I have so many weird allergies or intolerances that to me, new foods are always a little scary. And so I always really respect someone who can just dive right in. You know, oh, wow, you're giving me a live grub? Bob. Wow. And he just seemed like such an open, sort of curious guy. And I respect that kind of thing. I very much respect that kind of thing. Hold on. I'm just making sure I'm not like... Pine Martin is the canoe guy, but he's also the Scotch guy. Outdoor says he's crap. I think I'm typing like I've been drinking 9.2% beer. This is 9.2, 9.5 for me, by the way. Serge can get bus axes. Yes, he just told me. I told him that I would like a few out of what he can get. Outdoor says He hears that Sam's was giving out bus access for Christmas. Yeah, Austin. The thing that's my dad's father-in-law, who was a member of Parliament in Trudeau's government back in the day. I mean, Trudeau the elder. He died of Parkinson's, and yeah. And anyway, it's amazing how some people just, and some people can kind of. It's exactly what you said. Some people can really hold it off, and others just can't. Bus access for everyone. Yeah, I want to like 2 or 3 though. Demonetized. I know I shouldn't have said it, but I did. I did. Outdoor. No one's taken over RDB. Okay. I care about my channel. I hold it close. I secure it well. I hand out moderatorships like it's going out of business as soon as I've had one sip of a 9.5% beer. But hey. Yeah, but those bus axes are probably cheap. I get that. I just want to play around with them. See what I can make. Should be illegal to talk politics at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now, not to be political, but do you mean Canadian Thanksgiving or American Thanksgiving? Give Gordon a live grub he eats for 2 minutes. Give me a live grub and I'll finish it till I catch a fish to eat. And I'll fish with it till I catch a fish to eat. I love it. I love it. Man, we're already after 10 o'clock. This is going great. Outdoor dauber. Sevs, congratulations on receiving a worthless moderator wrench. Wait, what? What? You know what I forgot to put in my gift guide? Because here's the thing. The stuff I put in my gift guide is also stuff that I would really love to receive. Hold on. Here's something that I would love to receive. By which I mean by myself. If Martin is still around, he probably knows what I'm about to put. Hey, Mr. Axe Junkies is here. Oh God, hold on. Windows, why do you do this to me? Boom! I should have put this into my gift guide and then asked my wife for one. Bam. After the holidays, change your sharpening trick. Make sure to first sharpen them on the brakes, then finish them on the tires. They will be way sharper. Oh yeah, I'd use the tires as a strop. Weird. We should start an annual bus axe throwing tournament. Yeah, I like how you think. Craig, I just had a discussion about this. I was just putting another coat of oil on it. And I was asking if the guys thought I should put like Obenoffs or Snow Seal on this instead of what I usually do is just shoe polish. Simone says that Obenoffs and shoe polish, Obenoffs and Snow Seal are both better than shoe polish, which I believe wholeheartedly. But yeah, what do you think? Interesting thing, like fairly often what I do is I oil up the head and leave it really saturated and then slip it into the sheath and snap it closed so that I oil the inside of the sheath as well. But that's not gonna that doesn't do anything for the outside, you know. Obenoffs is the best. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Simo, I guess I'm gonna go Obenoffs. Okay, Zach, here's what happened. Say I accidentally made Martin a moderator while like checking his, there's the 3 dots and like you guys can all see each other's channels and I can't. And I I scrolled down and accidentally clicked on add moderator. So I made him a moderator, and then Serge was like, I've been on your episodes and I'm not a moderator. So like, oh, just take it. Take it. Click. There you go. Be a moderator. We'll see if I care. Oh, Outdoors going for gold already. Asking Craig if there's a price range yet on the camp carver with a 24 over the 21-inch straight haft. Craig, I got to tell you something. Outdoor and I've been talking about that 21-inch straight haft, so because neither of us can get it out of our heads. I think when that thing appears, you may get a couple of sales. Well, the 16-incher here is a $200 axe in Canada, so I'm terrified of what the 21-inch straight haft will cost. But I mean, I'm not against throwing a couple $100 at an axe every now and again. I have been known to do it. But so beautiful. I keep looking at those pictures you sent me. About 150 US bucks, so probably about 210, 220 Canadian. Because the 16 is what? Is that 145 in the States? I think I remember it being 145 at the hell's the name of that store? It was one of the links that you shared with me. Hold on. You wonder how many moderators it takes for a channel takeover? More moderators than we got on this channel, okay? RDB has been lusting over it. Yeah, and so have you. There's like 120 buses in the St. Hubert fleet. Wow, okay, so I'll take 10 axe heads. Oh, Zach, you mix 3 parts beeswax and 1 part coconut oil to treat your leather. Whiskey River, thank you, yes. I think it's 145 at Whiskey River, 195 at Canadian Outdoor Equipment Company. For those of you who missed it, what I'm talking about is the 16-inch camp carver, the Woodcraft camp carver. Where was I? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea where I went with that. But I did put up a link to Hunter and Harris. And when I get my fancy canoe, I'm going to get one of those paddles. I'm thinking the Norseman or the straight up beaver tail. On sale? Outdoor? They have the Hudson's Bay on sale? Serge, yeah, me too. The hardened pole, right? Hold on. You know, it now, is that American/Irish whiskey or is that Scottish/Canadian whiskey? Is it EY or is it? I'll just. Whiskey River. It's probably with the E, right? Whiskey River Art and Trading with the E. Okay. No? Yes. Yeah. It's American whiskey. I'm looking for that Hudson's Bay, but I ain't finding it. Hold on. Standard axes. $146 with mask. Will there be a sport version? That I do not know. Hey, actually, Craig, since you're on, I saw something in the booklet that I wanted to ask you about. It's in the booklet. It said that I think it was in the booklet. Somewhere I read that you have a choice between this mask or like the sheath. Is that true that there's a choice between the mask or the sheath? Like when you buy one of these? Wow, they were on sale for 46 or 42. So we're talking about like the standard, right? The standard axe is whatever their standard axe is called. Sport utility. Hold on, I'm taking a look, but I see a Council Tool 28-inch Sport Utility Hudson's Bay for $60 US. Why am I even doing this? Once it's shipped to Canada, I can't afford this. Why am I doing this to myself? Wow, Whiskey River sells everything, eh? Sheath for the Flying Fox. Oh, the sheath comes with the sling. Okay. Zach says E in the name of the country equals E in whiskey. Yeah, because whiskey with the E is American and Irish. Whiskey without is Scott. Well, I guess British or Canadian. But yeah, I'm not seeing the $46 Hudson's Bay. I gotta get a Hudson's Bay. That's the thing. I should have a Hudson's Bay. A Sport Utility Hudson's Bay with the 8-inch hickory handle is $55 on sale right now. $4 off. Oh, they have a Sport Utility edition of that double bit for a very affordable price. Probably $100 Canadian though, but still. That would be the I'm going to share this page with you guys. I guess that would be the double bit that I would probably base my my Nesmic Trio in. Oh, Windows, give me the damn key combination I want. Yeah, except I've got a double bit. My Norland is a double bit, except it's not the one I want. Boom, baby. We need a Dropbox for stuff in Champlain, New York. What we need to do is go down to Plattsburgh, to the UPS there, and get a Dropbox there. I have a cousin who gets all her American stuff Dropboxed to Champlain, to Plattsburgh, and she just goes across the border to pick it up. I've got it. She lives in Chateauguay, so it's like pew, across the border and back, you know? Whiskey. Funny. Yeah, that's the thing, Outdoor. You don't want the bit to be ground too hard when you're buying something nice and old. I don't mean that just as a collector. I mean, even as a user, because as a user, I spend a lot of time honing and then sharpening my axes. So if something's already, sharpened right out, what's the point? I don't buy an axe to put it on the wall. If I was going to put it on the wall, this would go on the wall. But of course not. This is going to come to the forest with me. This thing is made to go to the woods, as all axes are. So something that's already been like ground right out, it's not interesting to me no matter what it is. It could be a black raven and I don't care. I'm not spending that kind of money. Period. All right, Austin. Have a good one. See you soon. Austin, keep an eye out for my my gift guide, hopefully Friday morning. Yeah, Simo, it's a good idea. We should definitely do that. Maybe one of these council tools, like the Sport Utilities, I should pick up one of the Dayton patterns, like the Boys Axe or something, just so I can have a Dayton. I kind of want like a vintage Dayton, a vintage. Wow. Craig, I just saw the council tool, the classic Michigan double bit. Oof. With the bevels on it. Ah. Wow. Okay. That's pretty. It kind of makes me, whew. Now, what are the edges ground on that? Because I'm assuming that it's two different edge grinds. I don't see it. But anyways, I should stop looking at that because I should be paying attention to you guys. I know. Simona's Walters double bit needs to get to the woods. I know. It needs a handle. I don't know. That guy's totally forgotten about us. And I was going to remind him, but then we went to Nevada, so I ran out of money. So as soon as I'm back at my full-time job, I'm going to drop him a note and say, you forgot about us. Oh, and by the way, I want to add in a handle for this new hewing axe of mine. This is outdoor, that big felling axe with phantom bevels. Whew, that sounds interesting. Send me photos. Oh, Craig. Okay. So it's sort of a service edge, and you can do what you want with it. Whiskey River has hewing axe handles. Yeah, but I don't know if I can afford them once they get across the border. That's the problem. There's a lot of really nice handles in the States. I think I've looked at the ones at Whiskey River before, but like it's a 30, like for instance here, curved single bit axe handle, 36 Whiskey River $30 for the handle. But then here, if I go click, if I go to the checkout, shipping and taxes, blah blah blah, go to checkout. Let's not accidentally buy this. Anyway, whatever I'm doing here, the fact is the shipping is what kills it, because this could end up with a $40 shipping charge. Oh, outdoors. That's the one you take. Yeah, that's a nice head you got. All right, Alain. See you later. You'd rather try a hammer with an octagon handle? Why? Before you go, Alain, I'm serious about whether or not you want to be in on a panel discussion. I'll drop you a line later. We can discuss. We can talk. What time are we at? 22:32. We're fine. We're fine. I meant to knock that glass over. Oh, interesting. Okay, Craig, I'll look into that. Alain, yes, I'll send you the details. Again, I just want to remind you guys who are still here. 17th of December, the first one of my panel discussions will be. I totally blew that pronunciation. The first one of my panel discussions will be going on, and it'll be an hour of the panel discussion followed by an hour of open discussion for anyone up to 6 people at a time who want to get in via StreamYard. So make sure that you check it out. Okay. Oh, Sasha's out too. All right. See you later. Outdoor. When it breaks, you'll rehaft your vintage plum cruiser on a 20-inch octagon. Yeah, I really want a vintage cruiser like you wouldn't believe. It's funny. I was having this conversation with someone recently. I think it was Craig and Outdoor, of how there are certain patterns I want, but I don't want to have like 300 axes. I don't want to have it like a massive axe collection. I don't have room and I have no desire. But what I want is certain pieces. I would love an actual real Rockaway. I would love a Canada pattern hewing axe. I would love a nice cruiser. Like there are certain things that I would really like to have, but I don't want to have like a basement where you walk down and it's a wall full of axes. I don't want to be overwhelmed by any collection. I don't want to have like 20 knives. I want to have like 8, maybe. How did I get on that? I was saying something. I've bloody forgotten it. But anyways, the fact is still legit, though, you know? Because of outdoors, a cruiser. But yeah, I would like a vintage cruiser. I would like to have a nice vintage Michigan, just to say I have a Michigan. So if someone wants to talk about Michigans, I know exactly what we're talking about. And I can say, no, like with confidence, I can say, this is what a Michigan is. What you've got there is a Dayton. They look similar, but not that much, you know? And I would like to be able to say, no, this is a Rockaway. It's not just a funky jersey. Selective hoarding, yeah. But like, I pretty much only want one example of each. You know how some people have like, here is 8 Daytons from 19 blah 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 to 2001 kind of thing. No, I want to have like 1 or 2 nice, like quintessential Daytons, 1 or 2 nice quintessential Michigans, a quintessential cruiser, and whatever, like a couple of double bits. I don't want to have like 5 Michigans. I don't want to have like 8 wood slashers. I just don't have the room. I'm already so owned by my items, you know? And if there's an axe I want to be owned by, it's going to be this one. Bow, 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 bow. And that's just because when I bought this, that was the most expensive thing I'd ever bought at that point, because I hit 40 without having bought a house or a car. Craig, you will understand this, and I think Outdoor, you'll understand this as well. I find axes fundamentally exciting as a tool. If I look at a beautiful axe, which this one is, I keep grabbing this one because it's the one that's sitting next to my desk right now. My small forest axe is back where it's supposed to be. A beautiful axe is a beautiful tool. And as a tool, I've always found the axe to be exciting. And like the concepts that have gone into this design are solid. The design itself has a real snap to it. Like it's a real, it's got swagger, you know? And I find that exciting. You know, to me, I don't want just any axe. The Canadian Tire Special does nothing for me. But an axe with swagger. Look at that head. Look at that head. Look at the sweep. And I know that there's logic to every line on this. But like you just this little sweep here. It's not straight. Everything on this is curves. There's even a curve here for the web of your hand to fit into, right? Okay, that's not curves, but come on, man, it's the pole. But look at that sweep. Look at that. 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 It's elegance. Elegance right there. Elegance right there. Look at this. Elegance. And it comes right into... We're not coming to a point here. Boom. Liam Hoffman comes to a point. Oh, shut up. Look at that. Look at that S. Look at that. The axe to me is the most exciting tool there is. But like this is a multi-use thing, right? You're chopping, you're pounding in stuff. And I love the history behind it. I keep banging on about this crap, but it's because I feel it, man. I love the idea that you can trace an unbroken line between a bazillion-year-old hand axe that is just a piece of rock that's been napped to something with an American hickory handle on it. The history of the tool is part of what makes it exciting to me. The fact that you can... Ötzi, you know, the Iceman. Like everything I read about him, it's like the tools he's got, the stuff he's wearing, that, you know, the stuff that was in his stomach when he died. Like I can see him halfway up a mountain, and it's a cool day. Maybe it's like -1. Maybe it's 5 degrees, 10 degrees. And partway up the mountains all around him, there is snow. Below that, there's like, it's a typical European kind of grassy meadow. Okay. There might be some ungulates down there somewhere. And he's made of fire, with his little fire kit, and everything on him works, right? He's not wearing anything that's ornamental, or at least that's not ornamental for a non-religious reason, right? There's no fashion in what he's got. Everything on him he's got like a little tool belt with, like a satchel, not a satchel, like a little, it's almost like a fanny pack with a fire kit inside. He's got his axe, his copper axe, bronze. I think it was a copper axe. I don't bloody remember. I can see it in my mind's eye because I've looked this guy up so often, but I've been drinking all kinds of fucking booze, guys. Sorry. And like the fact that picking up an axe, as modern an axe as this is a 21st century axe, but you can see a 19th century axe in it. You can see like this curve has only been there since like the Victorian times, right? Before that, you had like just that or just straight. But you can see a 19th century axe in this, and you can feel the history of an 18th century or a 17th century axe, or a 5th century axe. Because at the end of the day, it's a wedge on a stick. It's a very fancy, very modern wedge on a very fancy stick. But you can feel the history in even this modern an axe. You can't beat that, man. To a certain extent, I think that I would feel the same way about a bow or a crossbow. Like, how you can sort of see the history, even in what do you call those bows with the cams on them? You can still see the history of bow in them, but I don't know, because the axe is my favorite tool. It's more powerful for me with the axe. Hold on. Selective wording, yes. I'm wondering how difficult it would be to start a Council Tools authorized reseller here. Oh, up here in Canada? Canadian Outdoor Equipment Company sells Council Tool. Some of the patterns are so similar that I can't tell them apart unless they're side by side and I have the chart in front of me. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I can tell you, like, I'm Michigan from a Dayton, but there's a whole lot of jerseys that I get really kind of, what? Action, because here is Quebec, Canada. Are you going to reprofile that 5-string axe? No. No. Form, faultless function, all tough and no fluff. I get that, but the form is so. I mean, you make really nice stuff, dude. But on this one, you hit it right out of the park, like right into the next area code. I say that as someone who was really intrigued by the pack axe. I still am. I'd like to ask you about that whole sort of the bevels and stuff at one point, but not right now. The camp carver is curvy. Yeah, it is. It's not random rambling. I'm talking about axes, which I love. The way I love Mila Kunis. Maybe not that much, but pretty close. We have a non-basement clause in the dealer agreement. I love it. Hold on. What's Simon? I'll open that in another tab so I can watch it later. Oops, something went wrong. What? Something's missing. Hold on. Let me try something else here. Boom and boom and biographics. Ötzi, the frozen man from the Alps. Oh, I'm gonna watch this. I watch everything about him. I'm not demon. Yeah, non-basement clause. I love it. Compound bow. Yes, thank you. Yeah, but Simo, actually, Craig, I've been in Simo's basement. He's got tools like you would not believe. It's like tools. The first time I went to his place, what I hadn't noticed is that he has this Walters Black Diamond. I mean, axes. I know axes. Black Diamond is like the Walters you want, right? Up on one of the, like, he's got exposed rafters, and on the side of one of the rafters he's got one of those. And I'm just like doing stuff, and I think, Simo, was that the first EDC episode? I have to edit the second EDC episode and put it up, eh? You just reminded me. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, I'm looking up, and hey, there's an axe, and he took it down. Hey, it's a Walters. I flipped over. Oh, it's a black diamond. Oh, geez. just up there, you know. And he had like 2 small forest axes in a bucket. No, Zach, it's not a weird sexual thing. Yuck, outdoor. Yuck. Yuck. Am I clear enough? Yuck? Yeah, yuck. Yuck. Oh, H&H has a kids paddle. Ooh, it's 105 Canadian dollars. Holy snap. I don't know how that sort of popped into my thing about Scotch is, like, the thing about a peaty, smoky Scotch is it sort of taps into the same thing I love as Simon. I've mentioned before on this channel in the live streams the trading post that's still there on the Lachine Canal, sort of in Lachine, I think it is. That's become like a trading post museum. And you walk in and you smell that sort of the trading post smell, you know, the furs, the tanned leather, the oiled wood. A nicely peaty, smoky Scotch hits the same kind of buttons for me. Yeah, I got to do that second EDC episode. Jeez, I hope it's still on the hard drive. Problem is, like, any episode... Quick strap. Bam! Actually, handling a blade after drinking all that alcohol is not such a great idea. So I'm just going to put that back now. I'm going to put that back now. Speaking of which, boom, baby. Do not get distracted while shaving. You will regret it. Wow. Okay. Okay. I don't know when the hell I ordered this. It's probably one of those Chinese, like, you know, the $20 cheap Chinese knockoff. Oh, what a good idea, though. Come on, take it. Right? Because you got it strapped on. You just lift it up, shoot, and drop it back, and you don't have to worry about, well, now I've got all kinds of straps on it. I like the idea of it popping into the... Oh, that's just the... You know, I order stuff and then it arrives, and I don't even remember ordering it. It's like I drink an order or something, but I don't, but it's like I do. Lapsang Souchong hits. Yeah, that's a nicely smoky drink as well. Lindsay Pilas. I don't know who that is, Zach, but I'm about to find out. Oh, this is terrible. I shouldn't be looking stuff like this up, because it may drop the register of the of the live stream. Oh, I see what you're doing. Who is this person? I mean, I see what she looks like, but who is this? Louisiana girl in LA, genetically gifted, eyes up here, podcast. Shut up. Lindsay Pilas. Pilas? Bio. What? Who is this person? Is this one of those people who's famous for being famous? I almost lost live stream. The network cable on the left side of Rain Dance's Bushcraft's desk. That it is. And it's funny because I'm currently using this in Windows. I keep forgetting why I do my live stream in Windows, and now I've remembered. It's because in Windows, the Ethernet works. In Mac OS, it does not. And so in Mac OS, I'm using Wi-Fi, which I do not want to do because, as you guys will remember, when I do Wi-Fi live streaming, everything goes to hell. Watch it, Outdoor. I'm watching you. It was worth it, though, right? Right? Right. Only 10 minutes left. I'm of the opinion. Never mind. That was going to be stupid. I should switch to tea. Okay. Oh, it's lukewarm. Damn it. I made it right before we started this whole live stream. I wish that was hotter. Oh, I see, Zach. Okay. I'm old-fashioned. I'm old, so I'm old-fashioned. But I don't think that influencer is a good job. I don't think it's a good profession. I don't. When someone says they're an influencer, I'm like, I'm suffering through a day job. How come you don't suffer through the day job? Oh, because you've got 1 million subs and I don't. Okay, fair enough. I hate my life. But where did she come from, Zach? I mean, like, I've never even heard of this person. Eight minutes to go. Good point, Outdoor. Although Mila Kunis is something else. Mila Kunis is something else. Here's the thing. Mila Kunis is what I would call Jessie Kryptonite. Dark hair. Kind of pretty. Jessie Kryptonite. Not much into blondes. We don't even talk about girls this way anymore, do we? Too late. She started on Bert Kreischer's podcast. Really? What kind of That's a terrible thing. Never mind. I'm not going to ask that. I'm looking at pictures of Mila Kunis. I was going to put a picture here, but you know what? I'm closing this because it's distracting, and we've only got like 7 minutes left. So I want to concentrate on you guys. Because I was going to share a bunch of like Mila Kunis pictures. I'm like, woo! But what's the point? Scotch. You ever wonder who first came up with an idea like this? I especially think this about like maple syrup. It's like, wow, there's slime coming out of that tree. Let's eat it. Or rather, let's boil it 40 to 1 and then use the concentrate. It's like certain things are just time honored. But if you think about it, who the hell was the first one to make cottage cheese? Who the hell was the first person to make maple syrup? Who was the first person to, like, who figured out when was the time to eat fiddleheads? without like poisoning yourself or whatever. I ask questions like this because I think about stuff like this. I'm no fun at parties, right? I think about stuff like, wow, imagine how many Earths you could fit into Jupiter. Imagine how many you could fit into the red spot on Jupiter. Imagine who the hell was the first person to take maple sap and turn it into syrup was. Imagine the leap of intellect it would take to turn milk into yogurt or cheese. I mean, like, these are magical questions to me, you know? No matter how good they look, someone somewhere is tired of putting up with them. I used to have a friend who said, and I do not condone this kind of way of looking at the female half of the planet, is show me the sexiest woman you know and I'll show you a man who's tired of sleeping with her. And I changed the sleeping with part. Yeah, whatevs. I mean, you're right. But it kind of doesn't matter because by definition, these Hollywood babes are just fantasies, right? I'm not expecting one day to sweep into Hollywood and Mila, come to me. Oh, yes. No, that's not the way it works. Zach, I will not be doing that newly legalized stuff. I am not a major fan. I will not be using it. I'm old, dude. And I am not this bottle, evidently, but I have more than one bottle upstairs that cost me $200 per bottle. So with the amount of kind of eye-watering money I throw at Scotch, do you think I have anything left for that stuff? Outdoor, yeah. I wonder who was the first. He says, I wonder who was the first person to look at a cow's udder and say, "Let's drink what comes out of there." Yeah, right. It's, but I find stuff like that really, really interesting because you wouldn't think of taking a cow's teats and you wouldn't, or like taking that milk and then pasteurizing it first so that you don't get whatever the hell. Taking maple sap and turning it into syrup. I mean, it's a process behind that. There's a whole thing going on there. Who the hell came up with that? Outdoor, that's enough. I would not be munching on saltines for the whole live stream. I might be. But, I don't know. Like stuff like that is so interesting. And like in a bushcraft sense, because, and survival, because we think about wild edibles all the time, learn about what you can just pick off the ground or off a branch and eat. For us, we do this as a hobby. We really do. Even survival guys, yeah, they're prepping for the end of the world, but it's an interest. But, excuse me, you take 200 years off of today's date, and somewhere, and there's a bunch of Mohawk who are living it, who know, who the forest is their pantry. They wouldn't say it that way, but that's the way it is. The forest is their pantry. They walk into the forest, they get food. They know exactly what to take. They know what to do with what they take. Look at yams, not sweet potatoes, yams. If you don't process them right, they're poisonous. Somewhere, someone discovered that information, Hold on. Zach, you'd be munching on saltines. I don't know how many Mercuries you can fit in Saturn, but I do know how many Earths you can fit in your Uranus, is the way we say that word. which nicely destroys your joke. Yeah, Zach. I mean, like, some people are very into it. Some people are not. I was about to say what my wife does. She is very much against it because she was afraid that we would see a massive uptick in use. We haven't. States that legalized it before Canada didn't see a huge increase in usage. There was a bit of a bump, and then it went back to kind of where it is now, where it was before. Look, some people like it, some people don't. Whatever. Some people like beer, some people don't. Some people like scotch, and some people are stupid. I like it. Whatevs, right? And I'm not here to hate on someone for that kind of choice, especially now that it's legal. Oh, 11 o'clock. Okay. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm sorry it got a little strange at the end there because of all the freaking boosts. But, whatevs. See you next week. See you very soon for my first panel discussion I'm very excited about. Again, it's the 17th of December. 2-person panel discussion for an hour, and then an hour of open discussion. Whoever wants to get in on the StreamYard, up to 6 people at a time. I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Have yourselves a good week.